Yeah, I think the broadcast is live. So, hi everyone, my name is Avantika Nigam and I am Google GDSC lead from Lakshmi Narayan College of Technology, Bhopal. And we are collaborating with Google Developers Club GCE along with four more clubs, that is IIT Mandi and LNCT, of course, VJTI and SRCASW to bring you back an amazing session for you about MLH Fellowship. So here we have Mr. Abhishek Kumar, an MLH Fellow of 2021 and a GSoC Mentor, LFX Mentee at OpenEBS, and he will be sharing his experience how he got selected in MLH Fellowship and will clear all your doubts regarding MLH. So over to you, sir.
Thanks, Avantika. Thanks, Anivesh, for inviting, and I, huge thanks to all the GDSC groups. So, as you already know about me, so my name is Abhishek, and I have been a MLH fellow for the spring batch. So, yeah, and currently I have been the got the opportunity to be the part of LFX team and as a mentee, and I'm working on a a really amazing project that is called OpenEBS. So that's all about me, and yeah. So today we will be talking about MLH Fellowship and what's the a good application pattern and how you could increase your chance to get into it, right? So yeah. So okay. So if you do have any question, you can write it in the comments. And I'm already seeing a lot of people greeting. So thanks everyone for coming. Hey Vedant, Shivam, and so let's start with what is MLH Fellowship. So MLH Fellowship is actually 12-week long educational program, so that is mostly focused on providing you with cutting edge technologies, information about those things, uh, you know uh, grooming you for becoming a good software engineer in whole. And it's more like an educational program. As we said, it also has one track that is fully focused on the internship with really big tech companies, from large corporates to actually Air Force Department of US. So in the spring batch itself that I was into, so software engineering fellows were actually working with the US military for their radar system or something similar. So you can see what the great opportunity they have uh, as a MLH fellow, like to work on such a big scale project, and that is serving such a great purpose to whole US and US Army. So that's kind of exposure you will get by becoming MLH fellowship. So MLH fellow, and the fellowship itself is broken down into four major types. One is pre-fellowship. That was previously, it was explorer, so it was previously a 12-week long program, but currently it is changed into the pre-fellowship. So that will you know uh, it will be of 4 weeks only, and that will give you the exposure or give you the experience of how the complete fellowship journey will look like. So that's a great opportunity for you to apply it early and get selected into the explorer track, or sorry, pre-fellowship track. It's really very great if you can. So other track is open source. If you really an open source enthusiastic, or if you don't have any experience in open source but still you want to work on it and understand what is open source, and you are just uh, you want to learn new things, so the open source track is for you. Other is software engineering track, so we just discussed about. So you will have to work with a large corporates, actually large, that is serving a lot of people. So you will just get the opportunity to work with them, collaborate with them in a team, and with real software engineers as your mentors. And the last one, that is like very newly launched, and it is like a newborn baby. So it is what is called production engineering track. So it will like if you are very much into DevOps, and if you are like very enthusiastic about Linux containers, Kubernetes, and the whole of the production engineering thing, then that is the batch for you. So I don't know, like if it is like in the earlier batch, there was a condition that Indian students can't apply to production fellowship batch, but I don't know if currently it is the case too. So yeah, so there are for us Indians, there are three open batches you can just apply to it. And if you have any question, like, yeah, you can ask. Okay. Yeah. Seems like you don't have any question. So that was a high level overview of the different batches and the different things inside the fellowship itself. And let's move ahead. And okay, if you don't know where you can find this opportunity, let me share my screen and show you. So let me just do it for you. Yeah. Just wait a minute, like, yeah, now it should be visible to you. So you can learn more about the fellowship itself by following this link, fellowship.mlh.io. I hope that my Firefox screen is visible to you. It happens a lot to me, so please confirm it. Yeah, actually it is working great. Okay. So yeah, it's a StreamYard thing, so I think it is now visible to you all. So we were into this page, so you can know more about this the fellowship itself by looking over here. And you can see different tracks that is available. So yeah, these are the three major tracks that you have available, that we have available to apply to. And that is one 3-week intensive MLH fellowship pre-prep program, and that is nothing no other than the pre-fellowship batch itself. So you will have to work as in a team of like pod members. The pod members could be around 10 to 14 people, and they all are amazing because they have gone through that rigorous selection what is called process, and then they have come and they are sitting with you. So they will have amazing knowledge about different domains that they are expertised in, and you will get a lot to share information and share your knowledge. So that's really a great opportunity for you to like apply to it, right? So you can just click on apply button and it will go to application menu. You have to fill the application. So something which is very important here is like filling the application, because that is something that decides whole your selection or rejection, right? So when you are filling the information, make sure that you are providing the right information and honest opinion, because in the interview itself you will have to justify everything that you have written inside it. Other than that, there are, when we just go passing these things, we can see there are a few what is called paragraph type questions, right? So they will ask for short paragraph. There is a question and you will have to answer it in a short paragraph. So they have a word limit, like it's around 1200 words. I don't remember exactly, but it is something like that. So or 500. Yeah, so you can see it when you are filling. So keep like try to write as many words as you can, because a short answer really don't justify your progress or don't justify the question that they ask. That's why they have this application length. So a lot of people do mistakes, like they just answer questions in 2 3 lines, 4 lines, 5 lines, that's it. No, then the people sitting behind, like one who are checking your uh, application, will see like you don't gave enough attention to the application itself, what's the probability that you will give attention to the program, right? So that's why these small things makes a lot difference in your selection and rejection. So just keep try to fill the full application and with the authentic content, with the honest content, and try to tell about your successes, failures, and whatever they're asking, right? And the most important thing is, you have in your application, you have to show, like you have to elaborate why you want to be the MLH fellow, because that is the most important thing. Because they are not interviewing you at the first. So the first selection process is just looking at your answers and selecting you for the HR interview. That is not much harder, just a casual call with the interviewer, right? So your answers matters a lot, and your answers should be well phrased in such a manner that they show that you are actually very well, very determined about the program, very interested in it. You are really liking the program, the structure, the people there, and it should show like why you are interesting, why this program interests you, and uh, desperation thing. So you have to show everything to them, because you can show it in the interview, right? You can show it in the interview, it's really great. But before the interviews, there is actually this essay round, and you have to go through it. So you have to show that thing into the essay also. So just keep in mind, like, be as verbose as possible, be as honest as possible, authentic as possible, and as well as uh, you know try to focus on why do you want to be the MLH fellow, right? And just write it down in the essay. A filling application may take 1 day, 2 day. For me, it was, I don't know, 9-10 days. So it may take time, right? So don't like feel frustrated or something, because I really feel frustrated filling a lot of applications around us, and they really take a lot of time since they are all essays, and I'm really bad at it. So I really invest a lot of time, and then after getting rejection, it's like, what the hell, right? So uh, you don't worry. You have to, this is the way you will be. So you have to feel it, way. So yeah. So other than that, we just talked about pre-fellowship itself. So we already talked about high level overview of open source engineering track and software engineering track and production engineering track, right? So open source is fully focused on you to yeah, expose you towards the world of open source, since there are a lot of open projects that are giving so much value to the industry, and a lot of the infrastructure that you are currently seeing is highly dependent on the open source project. So that is something that is really important for you to explore. That's why there is a track for open source, and you will really have a great learning over here, and you will be working on a great open source projects from AWS, from Adobe, and other such sponsored companies. And they are really big companies, and you will get a lot of exposure by directly contacting with their mentors. So the mentors will be uh, they will be the people from the Amazon itself, from the AWS team itself. If there is some Microsoft project, then they will be from the Microsoft team itself, who are regularly working, who are working as an SWE project manager, or something in a big role. So you will have a direct contact with them, and you can just share your thoughts and everything, right? So that's really a great opportunity for you. Software engineering, as we just talked about, really great program, and same as production engineering. Just if you are really into DevOps work. So that's for you. So it was here. If you do have any question, let me see. Yeah. So stop sharing, and yeah. So okay. Yeah, this will be recorded, I guess. Okay. So is there any mic problem? Okay. So I believe it is not right now. Sorry, I just missed this message. But yeah, that was the high level overview of all the programs and tracks that is available into the MLH Fellowship. If you do have any question, no, just put it in the comments or the chat box or whatever. So yeah, please. How is my data being used by MLH? I don't know because I really don't know. So how can I tell you about it? So mic noise fix. Okay, just wait. Hello, just please confirm if it is fine now since I have just unplugged my mic from here. And just please confirm like it is better. What prerequisites and skills and experience should one have to apply confidently? Actually, if you're talking about the MLH fellowship itself, if you're talking about the different tracks, then all the tracks have different expectations from you. If the pre-fellowship one, if you are just proficient in any one language, may it be Java, C++, Ruby, Rails, Golang, whatever it be, right? Doesn't matter. If you're proficient in any language, you are just good to go with the pre-fellowship application. You can apply confidently and you can get selected into it. So pre-fellowship track actually is meant to expose you towards the different technologies, and they really don't you know they don't expect from you to have a deep knowledge over any trending topics or anything, right? So they just want you to have at least knowledge about one language, because that is important, you know uh, to prove you that you are actually into this computer science background. So yeah, other than that, if you're talking about the open source track, then yeah, other than that, if you're talking about the open source track, so they will ask you for some contribution into open source, and it is not necessary actually. So it lot depends upon the on the interview itself. So if you are really into learning something new, if you are you don't boast about what you are having currently, and you just want to learn new technologies, and you are just able to show it in your essays and in the interview itself, then you can just get selected in the open source track it also. uh, I think a software engineering track is bit hard. For what I believe, that may not be very true, but hard to get into. And the production engineering track is itself very new, and I don't know that it is open for the Indian students right now. So that's all we have. So just who asked this question? Piyush, right? So Piyush, just apply into the pre-fellowship track confidently, right? So just fill it. Uh, yeah.
We have few questions which you have left. There were few questions regarding GSoC versus MLH.
That's it. They are both are different programs, and they are both for the open source, or they are to promote like students into the tech, right? So both the programs is just meant to promote students into the tech world, to learn really great things into the software engineering world. So if you talk about GSoC, that is entirely focused on open source world, right? And if you're talking about MLH, then just we discussed, like it does have many tracks. Open source is one of the track, but it doesn't mean that it only covers open source track. They actually partner with the corporate companies, and they have their projects, and they just uh, ask you to work on those projects. At the in return, they are paying you good salary. So yeah, great. So MLH shares my data with the partner companies. Yes, they do, but they do with the consent. So if when you get selected into the MLH Fellowship or track, any of the track, then you have to fill certain forms. So certain documents will have to be filled from you. You have to say like if you want to share your data with other companies, so you can just mark them unchecked. They will not share you. If it is that transparent, then they will not share your data with them. That's how simple it is.
Makes sense. We have one question more. Guide us about the code sample.
Code sample, if you talk about code sample, then if you see, if you have any open source contribution prior, like any prior open source contribution, that is a great code sample to submit, right? So if you have contributed in any open source program or any open source project of any kind, then it shows you like you are capable of reading code that is written by someone else. So, and that is written in a standard way, because open source codes are written in the standard way because they need to be maintained, they need to be scaled and everything related. So that shows like you are capable enough to read new code, and you are good developer in itself. So that is the best code sample according to me. Yes. And personally, I submitted my check style PR. So I am I'm one of the open source developer into the check style Java. So I just what honestly what I just did is just submitted one PR, only one PR, and we just talked about that PR into the whole technical interview, and nothing more than that, nothing less or more, nothing. So it's upon you. Other than that, if you have not contributed in open source, that is absolutely fine. Like I think in my pod itself, I was the only one that has sorry, I should not talk this way, but I think like I was the only one that has some prior open source contribution in that project, in some big project. Others were having great personal projects, like they were actually had a great personal projects, like there were lot of amazing folks there that showed a lot of innovating projects to the fellowship, in the fellowship interview. So that's why they got selected. So if you don't have open source contribution, that is absolutely fine. But according to me, what I believe is open source code sample works great for me, then it will work for you too. And if you have nothing about open source related to it, then just go and create a good personal project, not a portfolio, not a portfolio, not any chatting website, not like it should not be any tutorial kind of thing like that is directly copy pasted from the YouTube. If it is a chat application, that try to add such features that stands it out from the crowd, right? So you don't have to think about the generic application. Think about like adding some peculiarity into it so that it just stands out in. So that's what I would say.
Also, hackathon projects can count. One Google Developer Student Club has done.
For sure. Hackathon projects actually focus to solve certain use case, certain problems. So if it is your hackathon project, that will definitely a great boom as your code base. So yeah, hackathons are great, I believe. I personally have not taken part in a lot of hackathons, but yeah, they come with a lot of opportunities and a lot of great minds. So yeah, so you can definitely submit your code from the any hackathon, doesn't matter, and it will work as well. Just try to add some more features if you have if your if that project is like very premature, then please make it a bit mature so that uh, yeah.
There is one more question from Raj. He says that my application got rejected by saying we can't find so much original work. So from your code sample, and also from your code sample is short, but the code was literally more than 32K lines of code. Any comments?
Okay. So actually, if they have told you that, then maybe I don't know your application personally, so I couldn't comment on that thing. But if they are saying this, then a lot of possibilities that you have submitted a project that is very common. So that could be a chat application, as we just thought about a to-do application, your personal portfolio, or something similar. I don't know about what you made in your application, what you submitted, right? So if it is a 32,000 k plus, sorry, 32,000 lines of code plus, then I believe it is a feature-rich program. Just you just submit it. So there could be one problem that whatever you are submitting, so whatever project that you are submitting, make sure that it is a great readme. Because personally, me as an interviewer, if I am an interviewer, right, I am not actually, but if I am someone who judges you, right, so I will not be opening your code into my on VS code and just telling like everything working fine, just starting the development environment and all. I won't do it, right? So I have already a lot of work to do. So that's why just make sure that you are writing a great readme that tells a lot about your project, that tells every feature, every anything that revolves around your code, right? So readme is only thing that you can everyone read. So whenever someone comes into your GitHub profile or GitHub project, then they will first thing that they will do is read that readme file, and second thing that they will do is go to commits, right? So every project has certain number of commits. So if the commit is around 1 to 10 commits, then it definitely says that you may or may not have built that project personally. It may be any copied project, since making that big project requires something which is really outnumbered by 10 commits, right? So make sure like you are committing more frequently while you are writing your code, and your commit message should be like justifying. It should not be like update this file, update readme, update readme, update readme, update readme, like 10 commits, and the 10 messages are like update readme, update readme. So that will like don't work, and that will actually work against you actually, because that is showing like you are doing fake commits. So just one thing, write great readme for your project, commit frequently, but commit with a great message, like not great message, no messages are great, but commit with actually valid message, right? So if you have changed, added any feature, then write like feature, then colon, then this feature has been added, and then just commit it, right? So you can do it to this way. If you have added linters, if you have added anything, then commit it, and right. What do you suggest for writing essay answers for diversity questions, like what views present in the fellowship with fellow developers? uh, yeah, it's something that you should write on your own, but what I can suggest you is what you present in the fellowship with the fellow developers. So I thought I have gone through that question once into the application. You can write like what you currently know and how you can help fellow developers. You have to just tell them like you are really a team, team player, and you really want to work in team. You are not getting that opportunity since you are at home, so you are not getting that opportunity, and you are thinking like the fellowship itself will change your life a lot by working with the team, exchanging your knowledge, getting the exposure, and everything related. So you have to tell them that why you are passionate and what you can give back to the community and the fellows, right? So you have to tell about what you have achieved in the past, what are the different applications, what are the different challenges that you have faced, and how you have solved it. So a diversity question is not like non-tech questions, right? So it won't ask you for any code related thing, but they will ask you what they think it should somewhere justifies your communication skills, as well as what have you faced as a challenge in your life, and how you have overcome those challenges, and how you can benefit the other fellow members. So that's something like diversity questions, and that's how you should write it. Do pre-fellowship, yeah, pre-fellowship do have stipends. What I know about is like they do have stipends. I have never made any uh, project. Can I also start? I am in second year. So yeah, if you don't have, if you have never made any project, then I would recommend to make the project first, since they will ask you, right? So they will ask you for the project. There is no chance of you running. No, you can't jump out of it. So they will ask you for your project for sure. So yeah, you have to make a project first. Then you should apply. I know Python decently, so just make a project, because you know Python. Then that's what could be better than that. So Python is really a great versatile language. You have a lot of fields that is open to you, from ML to web development to I don't know. No, Python doesn't have mobile development. Please, yeah, you have a lot of things to do with Python itself. So you can just create any project. If you don't have any idea for the project, go to GitHub, see what people are making. Other than that, you can follow some YouTube channels and ask, like, see project ideas. And there are a lot of blogs actually that has been written on project idea, so you can take a project idea from there too. Other than that, if you really out of the project idea and you don't want to work on it, then open source is your home. So just go. There are a lot of plenty of Python projects out there. You have to just get on their IRC channels, Slack channels, something similar, like, and just tell about them, like you really want to contribute to their project. They will help you in contributing. So that's how you can make your first code sample, if you already know a language. Okay, where is Anivesh? So I don't know. Anivesh is backstage, so I would request Anivesh to yeah, join. Yeah, he's here. Avantika, your mic is, yeah. So do we have any other question, Avantika?
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I just listened it correctly, but I'm seeing through the questions, and I use commit link for the commits. Okay, that's a great way. I have never made any project. Yeah, so we just covered this question. Does the time zone they ask you are free for every country matters? Also, does the time commitment we write does matter? Actually, they do matter. Yeah. So so what I thought, like what actually happens is, fellowship is a 3 week, sorry, not it is a 3 month long program, around 12 weeks. So they will ask for signing a document where you will have to like sign that you will commit this many hours for on the project, on the fellowship track. So time commitment do matter. If try to actually lot of people join part-time, lot of people join full-time, but there is a lot more number of people who are joining as a full-time, uh, right? So I think like it really matters, but I don't know. Yeah. So if you have time, then you can just apply to it, because it will ask for time. So whatever the tracks we are looking into, like open source track or production engineering track, or the software engineering track, so they will have a lot of complex projects. So you will have to give time. If you are like not very sure that you can't give time, then they may not take your uh, application very seriously. Okay, Raj Aryan just asked, does it really matter to support the MLH community by paying some amount which get asked at the time of the uh, form submission? I want to ask, does it can affect our application? That's a great question. Personally, if you don't have money, then don't give it. If you do have money to support MLH fellowship, if you really want, if you really finding the MLH fellowship itself great program, then if you are capable enough to give back some money, then you should give it. Other than that, if you are asking that if it really affects the selection into the program, then it is no, it will not in any way affect your selection into the program if you just give or don't give the money. Actually, I didn't give any money in my application. So yeah, if you have plenty of it, yeah, you can. What are the stats for selection, as in selection rate? uh yeah, a lot of people like apply to manage fellowship, and there is a lot less seat. So uh, chances are that you may not be selected, but it is not the reason that you are not capable enough, right? So if you are not getting selected because the selection ratio is quite very less, right? So there is a lot more chance that you won't be selected, because there are actually a lot of people just applying for the program, and there are a lot less seats. So if you're not getting selected, then it no way tells you that you are not capable enough for the fellowship program itself. It is just like a lot of people have already filled the application, they have already gone through the process, some of them have already selected, and they have somehow filled the required actual number of seats that is available. So that is the only reason. So best way to get out of it is apply early, right? So if you apply early, you will get your interviews early. If you get your interviews early, then there are a lot of seats that is already open, right? So there, that is already vacant. Then if you have the capacity, if you have the capability, you will get into one seat. And if you are actually great developer, and the seats are already filled, then you know you can't do anything about it, right? So I already I always tell people, like and it is actually the fact that if you are getting rejected into the for the fellowship, then it's actually not the reason that you are not capable enough, you are not skilled, you are not you can't cope up with the pod members. It is actually not the reason, right? So yeah, the reason may be because there are a lot of competitors there, and you are just little late, right? So yeah. What was the best issue tackled? Uh, I really don't understand the question. Sorry.
He means to see say that, yeah, he means to say your MLH fellowship project, and what was the best issue sir tackled? Like, even I can't
So
understand, but maybe he's
yeah. So
asking
please
about your
don't call me
fellowship
sir.
project.
Okay. So if I talk about my fellowship project, then uh, I was into the Explorer track, which is no more. So it is converted into pre-fellowship, and it was actually previously 12-week long program. And the thing that was into the Explorer track is there are 4 hackathons, and you have to take part in all 4 hackathons because you are a member of it, and you have to make project collaborating with the people from the pod, right? So a group of students that is in one team is called pod head there, right? So so you have
your group, then you have to collaborate with the other pod members, that is or other team members, and you have to make projects. So they give you idea. So just very similar to hackathons, they give you idea, you have to make you have to think about the idea, you have to think about the product, you have to make the product from ground zero to production level in span of 3 weeks, right? So that was the actual challenge. So you have to think about the idea, you have to come with a great project idea, then you have to build the project, then you have to keep sure that that project is actually well written, it is actually great and justifies the fellowship track. So that was it. And if we talk about my projects, and then the first fellowship is like very like, this is like just an introduction to the pod members. Then you have to just make a portfolio website. So it was just a portfolio website that will you already know portfolio website, why I'm elaborating. So other than that, there we had to make a developer tool, and then we had to make a game, plugin game, so a project that is related to game, right? So gaming world. So we made a Twitch extension that will help some way the Twitch channel, that will collaborate with the Twitch channel API and something similar, and they will that in a Twitch there is a channel point. There is a concept of channel points, that if you are regularly watching their channel, then you get some channel points and all these things. So we made a Twitch extension that will make the whole process a lot simpler, and that will and actually that was the most challenging project, since Twitch is very new, and Twitch API itself is like a lot new, and we really didn't have any resources on the YouTube, and only 1 or 2 resources, and we have to follow that resources, and they were actually 4, 5, 6 hours long videos, and we were really out of the resources. So that was something really challenging. And into the third hackathon sprint, then it was just some things related to data security, right? So you see a lot, like a lot of misinformation has been the part of us around us, right? So it revolves around your data security, something similar, something related to the data world, and we have to build a project on it. So that was like the streams of projects in those 12 weeks. And Twitch extension was by far the most complex project, and one of the projects that I think really took our sleep out of us. So, yeah. Stipend offered to college student. They are need-based stipends, so that is not very fixed. So it may it may go from $0 to, for the pre-fellowship, for the explorer track, it may go from $0 to 2,500, and for the open source track, it may go from $0 to $5,000. For software engineering track, then you will get at least $4,000 to $5,000. So that is how the stipend just calculated there. So it is need-based stipend. You have to fill a need-based form where you will tell about like where you will spend your stipend and how much you are demanding. Then according to your demand and the funds they have available for the program, they will pay you. So it's actually not fixed. So how I can tell you, like, so it's the way like they decide. Are the application throughout the year? Yes, actually, it is actually available right now, so you can fill it. So they are available 24/7 x365. So yeah, whole round the year. Are the application? Yeah, actually open. MLH fellowship applications are closing on 13th September. Yeah, so it may be for the next track. So, but the application will reopen on 14th. So don't worry. It just your application will forwarded to the next track from. It will not be like spring track. It will go to summer tracks or something similar. Yeah. So do we have any other questions? How you manage your, yeah. So actually, if you are asked, yeah, of course you're asking me. So how you manage your college and open source and community work? So there is a lot of chill in my college. So there is actually zero pressure, at least for now, from my college. So that's why. And I'm really bad at academics, so I really stand in the last. So like in my class, if there is 60 student, then I will be in 50s, so 50 to 60. So I will be that rank holder. So you have to compromise something for the other thing. So yeah. So all the tracks are open this time. I believe yes. Actually, it is open. Just if you are very new, then what I would recommend is to try and fill application into pre-fellowship track, since it is actually made for beginners and someone who wants to know about the fellowship more. So just fill the application for pre-fellowship track, and if it is ending September 13, then it's just a span of 1 month, like only 3 or 4 weeks, and then the application will again reopen for the next month. So don't worry, it has a lot of student cycles. So every 4 months there is a refreshment in the students, right? So students are refreshed. So there is a lot more chance now that you will be getting selected into these programs, since the number of application has by far the lot due to the programs being short. So yeah, just apply for the pre-fellowship. Highly recommend.
Acha, we have one more question here. How do you manage your college and open source and community? Yeah.
So yeah, we just talked about it, I guess. So I pay less attention to college, since there is no attendance issue in my college for the time being, and there will be a lot since I'm in the 4th year now. So they will eat my flesh if I don't appear in the college. So a lot chances that all the happiness will be gone by this month. So yeah, so that's how I actually manage, because I actually do a lot. I pay a lot less attention to college, and I won't recommend you to, since your college may be different, right? So actually, how this is how I do manage this thing. Raj Aryan just asked about the LFX mentorship, and so sorry, yeah. So this is something that I asked my program manager in the LFX mentorship, and I asked these questions not only to one people, the one manager, but the two manager, one from Meshri. You may know Lee Calcott. He's the CEO of Meshri, the Layer 5 project. So I asked him the same question, like how I should frame the cover letter for better chance of getting selected, and the same I asked for the OpenEBS, and I get the same answer from both of the people, that cover letter don't matter a lot. Your engagement with the project, your engagement with the community matters a lot. So they won't see your cover letter. In most of the scenarios, they won't see your cover letter, and it's actually a fact. They will see your resume, a lot chances that they will see your resume to know better about you, but they won't see your cover letter. So don't pay a lot attention to cover letter itself. That doesn't mean that you should not prepare it well, right? But you know meanwhile, in that time, just try to get in touch with the community, get in touch with the fellows, get to know about the projects and all these things. So I would recommend it, and my mentors and project managers have recommended, who are actually the project maintainers of the LFX mentorship program. So they actually recommended me to not pay a lot of attention to cover letters, but actually pay attention to the project and the engagement and how you can contribute. So that's what I would recommend to you. How to contribute in JBoss? Actually, I am not a contributor at JBoss, so I can't tell you about it. But what I know is JBoss is really very welcoming community, and if there is some project that really suits your interests, then that's really a great place to be in and contribute in the project. Actually, if you don't know code, then no worries. You can contribute in documentation. It is actually add a lot of value. If you're adding documentation, you're not helping you, but also helping the other fellow developers and other beginners like you. So you can start with documentation and go to the code. Since once you will be going through documentation, you will be knowing the core concept of the project that is related. So you will slowly you can write code also. Other than that, that's how you can contribute in the JBoss and their projects. If you can also evangelize the project, so that is something evangelism. So you have to promote the project, right? So talk about it on the social media, write blog post about the project and its development and something related. So these are the 2-3 ways that you can contribute to not only JBoss project but any open source project. And JBoss is one of the really great organization. If you want to be the part of, highly recommend to go to. I will be get selected for GSoC. So yeah. So I see a lot of I have seen a lot of JBoss applications because I'm actually mentor there. So I have seen a lot of application, and one thing I find common for in the applications that are getting selected for the GSoC, that they have the direct contact with their mentors, right? So every project has different mentor, right? So take an example of, there are 8 projects open, then 8 projects would have 8 primary or 8 different primary members, or maybe 1 or 2 members can overlap. So just get in touch with the mentors, try to ask questions. Like it's completely fine that you don't know anything about the project, because you are just a student. They won't expect you to know about the project. Actually, they don't. So it's completely fine if you don't know anything, like literally nothing about the project. It doesn't matter, because all the people don't know about it, so that you are not different. So but what you can do to stand out from the crowd is get in touch with the maintainer, get in touch with the people that is working on the project. Try to pick open, so good first issues, ask questions, regular questions. So there is a mentorship email list, and they really value a lot, they value students a lot who are asking regular questions. So asking question is something that I would highly recommend you to do. So that will help you for any selection in any organization, in any project, in any open source opportunity, may it be GSoC, LFX, something else, MLH, anything. Seems code very complicated. Actually, it is complicated. So that's why they don't ask you for the prior knowledge about the project. They don't ask you for to know about the project, right? Because that is complicated. They know that you are just a student. You have just come into college. You are just exploring the technology. What you will have to show is you are willing to debug. You are willing to get through the code. You are willing to work on the project and something similar. So, yeah. PM share, thanks you. You are on mute, Avantika.
Thank you so
Uh,
much, Bhaiya.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Nimesh.
much, Bhaiya, for taking this session, and thanks, Avantika, for hosting this session. Actually, the problem with us is that we have very poor bandwidth connection, so for that reason, our voice is not audible to us. And for that reason, I
No worries, no worries. It was actually very great session. So I loved a lot. I hope you too.
and we enjoyed the session. And thank you so much once again for coming in the session.
Yeah, that's my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for
And
inviting.
I'm also I am also thankful to the host, other GDSC leads, Akanksha, Shubham as well for organizing this session along with us.
Yeah, thanks, Akansha, Shubham, Avantika, Anvesh. Thank you. It was a great session for me. I don't know for you, but yeah, I really loved a lot. So yeah, you are on mute again.
So I hope
Avantika, for some
Avan,
reason we couldn't hear you. Yeah, I don't know.
actually Avantika, I will suggest you to mute your video and then start because your bandwidth is actually low. Okay, Avantika is trying to say something, but we are not. Actually, she is not audible due to some issues. So, okay, thank you so much once again, everyone, for joining this session. And we are going to end this broadcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.